Hello, welcome to Ranting Mindlessly. Now, today is going to be a very special edition because I have thanks going out to several people on YouTube as well as the people in the forums. And I'm also reviewing 3 games for the Wii and a movie that I just got and saw a while ago. And we have 2 little guest stars. This is my husky. And yes, I have Beanie Babies. Of course I have Beanie Babies. And this, again, is Julio, the one I drilled a hole through when I got pissed off at my video maker. As you can see, he's all patched up now. So, now, the first thing I'll be reviewing is Trauma Center, Second Opinion. Now, I don't know if you've seen this game yet, but you must play it. I recently got my Wii for Christmas, and I haven't been able to put it down since. It can be Zelda, it can be Trauma Center, it can be Resident Evil 4, but I cannot put it down. Now, Trauma Center, the best way to think of it is kind of a glorified version of Operations, the board game. Now, yeah, that little board game where you had the tweezers and you had to pull the little organs out, and if they hit the sides, the nose would go off. Yeah, it's pretty much a amped up version of that. Now, the story in Trauma Center is actually pretty good. It ventures into the sci-fi territory where you get to that point and you see it and you're like, okay, what the fuck? But, it is a very good game nonetheless. It's pretty much, it's hard to describe really. There's so much stuff that you do in it. But your goal is to save lives, of course. You are playing as the doctor and you are performing surgery on several patients throughout the game. And eventually come across a virus called guilt. And this is where the game ventures into the sci-fi territory. And you have to figure out a way to eradicate this virus before it takes over and kills everyone. And you'll be performing surgery on this virus throughout the game. Now, it may sound kind of cheesy, and as you can see, it does have anime-like characters in it, but it is still a very good game nonetheless. And that's pretty much all there is to say about that. You'll be using the defibrillator, you'll be fixing broken bones, you'll be suturing wounds, you'll be cutting people open, and it's actually a pretty good game for, I wouldn't say 8-year-olds, but I'd say 10 and up, maybe 11, because it's actually not that gory, even though it's rated teen. But you kind of get the feeling that you're actually cutting someone open, so it can be kind of awkward. Now the second one, Trauma Center New Blood. The gameplay hasn't changed much. It hasn't changed at all, actually. It seems that the laser lasts a bit longer, but that's about it. There is a new virus called Stigma that you'll be operating on. And there are a few new operations that you'll be performing, but it pretty much is the same game, which isn't exactly a bad thing, because, hey, don't fix what's not broken, you know? Trauma Center, overall, both of these games, I'd probably give them 9 out of 10 each, because they're just both so addicting, challenging. New Blood more challenging than the first one. And it has kind of really cool stigma viruses in it, New Blood does. But both of them are very good games, and I recommend both of them for anyone who owns a Wii. Now, Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. I already had Resident Evil 4 for my GameCube, but I decided to dish out the extra $30 and get the Wii Edition, and I don't regret it one bit. I'm giving my GameCube edition away to my best friend, and I'm keeping the Wii edition. Simply because it's so much fun to actually aim and shoot. But, It also has the special features. It also has the special features that the PS2 version had. You can play Zeta Wong. You can get new guns. But pretty much, it's the amplified version of Resident Evil 4, and it's you're only dishing out $30 for it. Excuse me. You're only dishing out $30 for it, so it's not that big of a deal to upgrade from your GameCube to the Wii, which pretty much everyone is doing now. Now, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Stardust is an amazing movie, and you must go see it. It's basically a fantasy world. I don't want to tell you anything. Let's put it this way. It's funny, it's got action, it's got all your fantasy crap, but it is a very good movie. And I do recommend it, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it story-wise, which is pretty much all the movie is, because that would ruin the entire experience for you. But if you don't want to buy it, at least go out and rent it and give it a watch and see if you like it. I'd give Stardust a definite at least 8 out of 10, at most 9.5 out of 10, because it really is one of the most amazing movies I've ever seen, and it is a very good book adaptation. You go back and you read the book, and it's very familiar. Let's just put it that way. Like, they did change a lot, like with Lord of the Rings, but you go watch Lord of the Rings, and then you go read the book, and it's pretty much the same experience, which is the way they did it with Stardust, which is what you really want out of a movie coming out of a book. And now, to close my Ranting Mindlessly episode 4, I'd like to thank several people on YouTube. J3and8, he's a rather interesting individual, but he's a cool guy, really. He's said a lot of cool stuff, and it's really embarrassing, but I take it. But thanks to him, because he's been a cool guy. Sly, you've been there too. You're really great. You love video games as much as I do, and you wouldn't give them up for the world. I'd also like to thank Cho, even though you can be rather random at times. You've always been there to back me up ever since I've been on YouTube. And pretty much that's all my shout-outs for now. I'd like to give a shout-out to everyone in forums. Again, you know who you are, and you are the most awesome people ever, because even though I was gone for a really long time, you accepted me back with open arms. And this video is probably going to go black because I'm going over 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but I don't care. But, okay, I shall see you guys later as soon as I make my free podcast episode 4 or 5. I can't remember which one I'm on. I'll have to go and check. But, oh, one more thing. Go and see Cloverfield, trust me. And don't eat lunch before you go see it either, because the shaky camera might give you motion sickness. Again, I don't want to say anything about it because it would completely ruin it, but trust me. Cloverfield, go see it. That concludes this episode of Ranting Mindlessly. Goodbye.